Good evening and tonight, viewers. It's Three Roads Gaming here with more Let's Play Breath of Fire 3. Last time we met our hero, Bort. And today, we're gonna hit the road, but first let's check out the town. See, do I have any money? Alright, if you want to do this challenge run, and you want to make stuff a little easier on you, run from every battle. I'm not going to do that, but I have the option. So let's raid their coffers. But yes, I will explain why later. Healing herb. That heals 40 HP. Pretty good healing. Even later on, it's decent. Yes, I'm going to raid their various cabinets. There should be cabinets at the end. You can also save at the end for free. Nope. Alright. Just an antidote and a healing herb. Well, these things happen. Alright, let's go check out the farm. Bummer. Yeah, these people are subsistence farmers. Because of a monster. A monster that's bad and is doing this for evil monster reasons. Yes, sir, that is the unvarnished truth. Sounds like something you'd expect like one of those motivational speaker scam guys to say. Take it easy and still get what you want. Anyway, I genuinely can't be asked to remember if there's like any houses in here or whatnot. Where I can take of things. Maybe there's something in here. Hey! A vitamin. That restores 100 HP. Pretty good healing. And we got this big old mansion here. With guards and everything. I'm sure we'll never go there. No, sir. And then we can go in here and I guess talk to some we can just look around. Anything interesting here? But yeah, we can see this part from which we could see before. And we got a cow here. It's a good cow. Hopefully it doesn't get stole up by the monster. Which again, the monster is surely only doing this for the worst of reasons. Alright, anyway, that's the farm. Went down on the farm. Now let's go hit the road. Literally. Earall Road. I'm going to assume it's Earall. And we're going to get into our first battles. So we've got ability, which lets you use an ability. Defend, which lets you defend. Examine, which lets you learn an ability that the monster might use. And use, which lets you use an item. I want to steal from this fine gentleman. Tipo, use a croc tier. I want to see something. And Bort, you examine. Okay, we got a healing herb. That's not bad. Okay, it heals HP. And since Ray is significantly faster than his opponent, he gets EX turns. I'm just gonna defend, because I want Ryu to learn an ability. Though admittedly, I can learn it later. Okay, he learned it. It's just like Breath of Fire 4. If you see them use an ability... Alright, we're gonna attack now. If they use a learnable ability and you got that exclamation point over your head, you learn the ability. And Mage Goos are pretty good for money early on. Now that I've earned money, I've locked myself out of the cool free thing that I can do. We got 40 Zenny. Alright, that's useless to me. Boss Goblin, I want to learn something from this guy. I also want to steal something from this guy. Like Tipo, you can use magic. Use Flare on one of the goblins. You examine. We want to learn influence later. It'll come in much, much handy. Okay. Once all the other goblins go away, or possibly all the other monsters, please don't reprise. Thank you. You defend. Actually, you examine, because you're much less likely to counter if you examine, if memory serves. I don't know how much HP these boss goblins have, so I'm going to wait until I get this ability. But yes, if we defeat all the other monsters except for the boss goblin, he will flee. And I want to learn influence. If I can't get it in the next couple of tries, I'll just learn it off screen. But you definitely want influence. Alright, one more try after this. But yes, if we, if I need to explain to you why we need to learn influence, we're gonna have some issues, Tiger. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, one more. I'll give it one more try. Okay, I'm just gonna learn it off screen. Actually, I will give it one more try just because I'm gonna keep pilfering off this guy. Because he's got a piece of armor that I would like to get. It'd be really super if we could learn influence. I thought it was supposed to be easy-ish to learn. Alright. I'll also steal that crap off screen. Unmotivate just wastes your turn. So it's fine that Tipo knows it. As for why I don't care if Tipo gets a useless ability, well, who cares? It's one of life's little mysteries. Anyway, I think Croc Tears heal 5 HP. Okay. Yeah, early on it's not terrible healing, so I'll get some more, because it is free. Like the apples in Breath of Fire 4. Earall Road. Why haven't they tried to go to Windia? Presumably the economy there is better. And it's not like there's anything preventing them from going there. I mean, outside of plot reasons. Anyway, we want to go here. Oh, it's one convenient pointing. Alright, let's hang out. See about getting ourselves some victims. That guy looks huge. Yeah, sure, that'll... Oof. Yeah, that guy's like 8 times my size. I don't think I'm taking him. It reminds me of an anecdote that a former coach from my alma mater talked about, where one of the O-linemen who was stacking up against one of the defensive linemen. The O-lineman was like 250 pounds. The defensive lineman was like 350 pounds. You do the math. They will be sorry. Maybe it's not really a threat. Maybe it's like Sideshow Bob in that Simpsons episode. Madam, I'm afraid to tell you your children are no more than a pair of ill-bred troublemakers. That's Bunyan, named for the famous lumberjack Paul Bunyan, at least in the US. In Japanese, he's called Babaderu. I don't know what the joke is there. He's gotta have food. I mean, you don't get that big without food. Alright. Let's see if we can get into another fight here. Okay, neither of these guys have anything I care about. Maybe the Aigu has something. Use Flare on the Ripper. You just attack. Ooh, healing herb. I'll take it. Anyway, no Ryu's attack sprite. He's very cowardly. I think I can just pilfer berries off of the Ripper, which is just kind of a useless healing item. It heals as much as Croc Tier, which I can just get for free. Alright, we gained our first levels. And we get a vitamin, I'll take it. You can learn Rest from the Aigu if you let it survive 10 turns. Not making that up, you gotta wait. Maybe it's 5, I don't remember. Longer than any Aigu should ever live. Except in this game, it's not nearly as good. It restores, like... It doesn't scale to your level or intelligence. It restores 5 HP and 1 AP ad infinitum. So yes, maybe it's moderately useful really early in the game, but it'll really quickly fall by the wayside. So anyway, we have our mission. We know that Bunyan is away from home. I'm going to learn Influence and steal the armor that I would like to steal, off screen, and next time, we'll go steal food from a lumberjack. Anyway, this has been Three Roads Gaming. Stay curious, never stop learning, and make sure to keep gaming. Bye, everybody.